Dave Mignano, this is our third interview already today. It's a very busy day here.
You know, you go on vacation, you come away to California, You're working harder now than you did back home, but I'm loving it. I'm having such a great time.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I'm a little offended at actually having to work now for a living. What's Craig got us doing here, doing all these interviews and stuff like that?
You know, if it wasn't for Craig, I don't think we'd be able to do it this much. But he's such a good guy.
So. I know. We're having a great time. We're doing continuing coverage here at the California Lodging Investment Conference, CLIC 5 here in Anaheim. And as Craig has been saying on Friday Night Audit every week, at the crown jewel of the Anaheim Resort District, JW Marriott. So we decided, hey, this place is so great. We got to talk to the guy who's behind it. And that's why we have with us today, Mr. Nursat Mirza. How are you, sir? General Manager, JW Marriott Anaheim. Great to see you, sir.
Gentlemen, I am so excited about having you here, having CLIC at our hotel. You know, I think you say crown jewel. I call this is the place that I've been looking for for a long time. To open up, and we did. So I'm excited as much as excited as you are.
All right. So the last time we were at CLIC was March 2020, and this hotel was just about to open. It did not.
I know it.
Yeah, and you had to wait a while to get it open. What a crazy process for you as a general manager, thinking something's going to happen, and then everything gets pulled out from under you. What was that experience like for you? As we celebrate a hotel that is extremely full and extremely busy with multiple events going on today.
You know, looking back at it, Craig and Glenn and David, learning experiences, but of course not the best ones. But what we knew that was going to come in after all that. Once we opened the hotel, and this hotel will turn out to be the best hotels in Anaheim. First 4-diamond. Luxury hotel in Anaheim. Going through the process made us much better business people.
Right.
Made us much better hospitality lodging person. The things we learned, we would never learn if you go out and say, "Okay, show me how to do it." You know, I think the best part for us is, of course, we all know. You know, people stop booking business, and people start to cancel business. The first immediate action. And then we start to find ways. Next thing is when the things starts to get better, which was towards the sometimes later in 2020, we were excited to bring our people back to work. And we were not only excited to bring people back to work, but more importantly, our guests starts to come back. A small conference starts to happen. People start to enjoy this most beautiful hotel that was built.
Yeah, I mean, Craig, again, like you said it, Craig has been saying every week on a Friday Night Audit, the crown jewel of the Anaheim Resort. He did not oversell it. This place is gorgeous. And, you know, coming out, you can see it's new, it's fresh. And just the activity, there's an energy in the building right now for the different conferences, Glenn said, as well as, you know, last night we were at the event. The bar on the second floor was lively. There was just a lot going on at this beautiful, beautiful hotel.
I think to your point is, the hotel is well situated, well designed, and the placement, the location, because it serves two purposes. One is when you come to conference in Anaheim, whether you're coming attending a big, large conference, a citywide conference,
at the convention center just down the street.
Literally. So what people are enjoying it, which I talked to a lot of people over the last few days, this is what they tell me. Say, look, you're not in the center next to it because people do want to take a little rest at the end of the day. So they come out here and they recharge themselves for the next day. And this is what the best part about this hotel is.
Particularly talk about recharging yourself. Disneyland and California Adventure, the complex is really close. I could see it from my window. So yeah, you need to get away from all of that sometimes and refresh and recharge. And this is a great atmosphere to be able to do that. Dave, we had a great time last night, not only in the second floor bar, but up on the rooftop deck. And we had a great VIP party in the executive lounge on level 10, all with phenomenal views of the theme parks and the whole community.
Yeah, no, it was wonderful. I mean, and again, we got to experience all 3 levels at different times of the day, and all 3 levels had a lot of energy the entire time. So Nusrat, how do you keep that energy going throughout the entire night with so many different outlets open?
Well, I think it's all about getting the right people in the right places at the same time. Obviously, what's important to people, those who are in the hotel, for example. I mean, so you have CLIC in the hotel, your business-oriented people. So you have to create areas where you can go at the end of the
Right.
day, enjoy it. And of course, we work very closely with our hotel leadership. I have a fantastic team, and training, teaching, constantly. Food offerings, beverage offerings to the hotel. Uh, we knew that at 9 or 10 o'clock when everybody comes back from their events and so on. A rooftop bar, which you just talked about that, Glenn, a minute ago. You all were there. It is a place where you go up there and you say it's private but fun, you know,
Yeah.
and it's open. I mean, you can go out and. I am excited to have my culinary team creates a great food, and our mixologist and our bar people create great cocktails for you.
And I would
That's
say
fun.
I really appreciated them making me great food and lots of cocktails last night. Actually, I should say the right amount of cocktails, everybody. Don't get the wrong idea.
We have to work today.
out there.
Glenn. We were just talking about how much work we have going on today.
Right?
We have to be up and ready.
Nursat, how is business overall returning? What do you see right now that we're here? Not only is our event going on, but I think it's a natural food show that's been gone for a couple of years is at the convention center. That seems like a real positive sign going forward.
It's to me, it's more than positive. What we are seeing it is this: the people are ready. I think the business people are ready to go and meet and do their networking and see other people, those that they have not seen in the last 2 years. That's number one.
That is definitely a theme that's going on here today.
That is the theme, and the convention, citywide convention, you talk about Natural Product Show, Expo West, is the place where people used to meet yearly, and it's the largest show. Right now, I think in Anaheim, there are over 65,000 people.
Wow.
Every hotel is full, and if you talk to anybody who's attending, they're excited.
Yeah.
Not only they're excited because they have not done this in 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Just think about this.
Yeah.
So that's that segment. And then when they are not here, as we are literally like 12 minutes to Disneyland walking and 12 minutes to Center.
Yep.
And what happens there that people go to Disneyland, they come back, they rest, and they are just as excited as the business people.
Right.
So more and more what we're seeing it is people want to book business.
Yeah.
We are seeing almost, every day people are calling us. Short term, want to book in 30 days from now, a convention for a meeting for 100 people, 200 people. I mean, it's just
30 days from now.
30 days from now.
Well, that's really interesting, Dave. I mean, I know you're going to want to comment on that.
Well, just the amount of work that goes into getting these conferences together.
Yeah.
In general, when you have a year lead time is a lot, right? So how on earth is your team getting that in place in just 30 days or less?
I think what we're learning is that meeting planners, those who plan meetings, and my team at the hotel, our event team, and our team is fully ready for that.
Right.
And we know how to get to there. We all hear about, let's say, staffing shortages. We hear that, right?
Yep.
So what we do, not only me but everybody else, it's all hands on deck at all times.
Right.
Because
Dave knows that. Dave runs a hotel in New York City.
Dave, just I can tell you do the same thing in beautiful New York City. And if you talk to anybody in this business today, no matter where and what the hotel is, they do the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I admire our colleagues and our people in the hotels, from a very front door, a valet person to our housekeeper and I can, as my team, everybody, we don't hesitate to take our jackets off, roll up our sleeves.
Yep. All right. So let me ask you this. You opened this property. So what's the difference between opening a property as a general manager as opposed to coming into an existing property for you?
So the best to opening a new hotel is most importantly, you got to go through the training, right? And we were really fortunate as when we started to hire individuals or people that came to our hotel.
And you really can create the culture that you want.
That's exactly. That goes back to our foundation of our brand, JW brand.
Yep.
There's a very, I would say, a prescriptive plan. I'll give you an example. So we had about 200 people prior to opening the hotel. The day one, we call the culture day. That day we don't do any training except talk about our JLU brand culture, who we are, what we do, why we do it. Okay, that was just getting to know those great new people.
Right.
The next 14 days is the day that everybody goes through an 8-hour a day for 14 days training.
Wow.
And these are the experienced people. They have
Yeah.
done it before.
Right.
And by the time they're done, they're ready to go take care of our guests.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, it really is simple as that.
Right.
You know, this business is a simple business, I think. It's not
Yeah.
complicated.
Right.
Yeah.
It is not. I mean, it's just simple thing is, like last evening, when you gentlemen were at the bar, we got to get you to cocktail what you asked for.
By
And
the
I
way,
delivered quickly.
they came super fast.
Yes.
That's right.
And
Yes.
the food came out pretty speedily
Yeah.
as well.
It was great.
You know, so I'm really grateful for people,
Yep.
those who do this.
Yep.
So what was the energy like here? Because again, a pre-opening is very exciting. Again, on normal times, you
Right.
guys had the challenge of getting ready to pre-open,
Right.
ramping up, and having to kind of set that away. So personally, what was the energy here when you actually finally opened the doors?
Oh, you know, as we start to call people back, as they start to come in, what we started to do, that our team at the hotel, is welcoming people.
Right.
Welcoming means not only they have missed last, if you think about 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, some cases a year, 12
Yeah.
months,
Right.
or so on, haven't worked there. So most importantly, make them comfortable.
Right.
Things haven't changed. Our commitment hasn't changed.
Right.
And next thing was there that remind the refresher trainings. Again, you know.
I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you a selfish question. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to ask you a very selfish question.
I love
Okay.
that. I love it.
You know, I'm going to, you know, as
Dave's very needy.
I'm a very needy person. I'm extremely needy.
Yeah.
So I have to take over right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, as a young leader in the industry, I'm someone who's trying to learn myself. You know, I want to learn from someone like yourself. What is something that, you know, you learned through the pandemic that has maybe have changed the way that you manage moving forward?
I think, well, I use the word oftenly, patience.
Right.
It's a one word describe. I know. I think we have learned you have to be patient. Things just don't happen as we used to in the normal conditions. So, you know, help people through. If you have to train somebody 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you do it.
Right.
And you know it's going to change around. I think people, those who do these jobs, they do it because they love it.
Right.
And then, so recognizing their needs, coming through the pandemic, helping them through. People have had financial burdens. People have the personal, emotional burden, all that we have to take in consideration, right? We just can't assume they're ready to go. Some things may take longer, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
For example, I mean, I think we took our time to open gradually areas of the hotel.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I mean, for instance, our housekeeping team came back, and that is, by the way, is one of the hardest, most important job in any hotel.
Yes.
100%.
And we say that all the time.
And you know, I think everybody. So our job as managers, as leaders of the hotel, is we are one of them.
Right.
It's not any different for me as a general manager. You know, I clean rooms. To be very honest, the first
Right.
months I go up there shoulder to shoulder with our people.
What was that like for you then, getting back into what you may have done years ago but haven't done? Did it give you more love for hospitality? Did it put you
Oh my
back in
gosh.
touch with all of that?
Glenn, I think you just
Yeah.
touched something there that, as you know, I've been with Marriott now. This is my 44th year working for Marriott Hotels, and I'm grateful for everything the Marriott has offered me, and I'm really passionate about what I do.
Right.
And it has created a totally different outlook
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
personally speaking, and so has everybody else.
That's great.
And I think what it is, it has created, you know, more importantly, everybody in this hotel, and I know, David, at your hotel, I know that, is that everybody knows to do every job.
Right. Yep.
You can no longer say,
Yeah.
look, I'm the sales manager. I only work with
Yeah.
the sales.
That's right.
Well, I know you're a sales manager, but there was an evening when I needed you to go work with our housekeeping team
Right.
to clean some rooms because I did not have the rooms ready.
Right.
Yes.
Then you won't be able to sell anything.
Yes.
Right.
You want that group? You want that group to come in, right? Well, we need the rooms to put them
There
in.
we go.
So, last question for you before we wrap, because I know you got a big hotel here to run. Excluding this assignment here, what was the first big hotel that you worked at that you said to yourself, wow, I can't believe I'm at that point in my career and I'm getting this opportunity.
Well, I'll tell you what, again, as I said, as many years I worked with Marriott,
Yep.
And I'm fortunate to do that. I had the opportunity to work with David in your beautiful city,
Mhm.
where you are, years ago, almost 35 years ago, opening the largest hotel in our company as one of the managers.
Yep.
And New York
Would that be the
Marriott
New York Marriott Marquis?
We know where that's going.
Marquis.
Yep.
And the New York Marriott Marquis really created a foundation
Right.
for me at the time.
Mhm.
To see. I mean, that was our largest hotel in the world at the
Right.
moment.
Amazing.
And 1,800 rooms and with some 900 people working.
Mhm.
But it did create that foundation, how to do bigger things.
Right.
And but by the way, it's all relative. Job doesn't change, except you have a lot more people
Right.
taking care of the job.
I remember in the late 80s, I was in high school. I graduated high school in 88. And when I started to go to New York City on my own, growing up on Long Island, my friends and I would always inevitably go to the Marriott Marquis and just ride up the elevators.
There
and
we
be
go.
like, how
Yeah.
cool is this freaking thing?
The Marquis is like a city within a city.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Well, it is though, but I think you think about that, how we have grown in our company in
Yeah.
International. I mean, that was the
Mhm.
first large hotel we built up there. Coming out there, today I'm a general manager of the hotel.
Yep.
At the time, I had a different job.
Yep.
But the fact is, the leadership and the people, those who have taught and grown us,
Yeah.
then never go away
Yeah.
from us. And I am grateful for everything. By the way, I want to thank you coming to this hotel and doing this broadcast. And
Yeah,
let the
thank
world
you.
know about this a great JW Marriott in Anaheim.
Yeah, this is great. I love being here. I'm going to be at the Hunter Hotel Investment Conference in 2 weeks at the Atlanta Marriott Marquis, and every time I walk into that building, I'm like, this is like so like the original, but not quite. And I always have like great fond feelings of New
Excellent.
York City. So I'll be thinking about you back in the 80s, opening up that property, but I'll also be thinking about how well rested I am, because these rooms are great. The beds are super comfortable, and the staff is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Slept great last
Yep.
night.
So how can we make a reservation here? How do we stay here?
Hey, it's very simple as that. Marriott.com, as well as any other channels you can
Right.
book throughout the world, all possible channels.
All
We
right.
make it very simple, or become a little app.
And you
Just-
can get those Disneyland tickets here too, I bet, right?
You can, of course.
Yep.
Of course,
Yeah.
you can.
Gotta
We are-
simplify.
We are very simple. One place, we can arrange everything for you.
Beautiful. I love it. Dave, anything else?
No, just thank you so much for spending some time with me. Again, I learned a lot just from sitting with you for a few minutes. So thank you.
That's great.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Great. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right, Dave, let's get out of here because we're going to have another couple interviews coming up real soon,
Yes,
right?
we are. We got more work to do.
All right, so stick around, guys. We'll be back a little bit later.